Hello dear students, today I will discuss part 4 of Unit 3rd Electrochemistry. After studying the part 4, you will be able to explain the difference between intensive and extensive properties. These two properties I had discussed in class 11th chapter thermodynamics. It is also required to know here. That's why I take this term here. Also, you will be able to know relation between inert cell, standard electrode, cell potential, Kc, equilibrium constant, and delta G, that is change in Gibbs energy. Then you will be able to explain Gibbs energy of the reaction. Also, you will be able to explain conductance, conductivity, cell constant, and relation between them. Then explain molar conductivity, variation of molar conductivity for weak and strong electrolyte, and limiting molar conductivity. In previous lecture, I told you about electrolyte are two types, strong and weak. Strong electrolytes break into ions completely, for example NaCl, KCl, and weak electrolytes do not completely furnish ions, that may be weak acid, weak base such as acetic acid, formic acid. Now let us start. Difference between intensive property and extensive properties. So as name indicate, intensive, that means independent on what? That is amount. So those properties which do not depend upon the quantity of matter present in the system or size of system are called intensive properties. Some common examples are there. Pressure, temperature. You can explain how you know that pressure is intensive property. So just take one example. If in your house there will be 4 rooms, it may be small, it may be big, but all rooms have same atm pressure. So that's why pressure do not depend upon the size of room, and hence pressure will be an intensive property. Similarly, temperature. If 3 rooms are there and 3 persons are living in that room, all feel same temperature of environment. The room size may be small, the person may be thin or thick, that's not a matter. So that's why intensive property do not depend upon the amount of matter. Some more property, density. The density of 1 drop of water or 1 glass of water will be similar. That is, the density of water also do not depend upon the amount of water. Some more properties, specific heat, surface tension, refractive index, viscosity, melting point, boiling point, volume per mole, concentration, E cell, E naught cell also, molality, density, mole fraction, molar enthalpy, molar entropy, dielectric constant. So these are some intensive properties. Now for molality equal to number of mole by volume of solution. If number of mole become half, volume is also half. In that condition, now the two are cancelled. Be again the find formula N by B. So that's why molality is also an intensive property. Now extensive properties. The properties whose magnitude depend upon the quantity of matter present in the system are called extensive properties. For example, heat capacity, mass, volume, number of moles, gives free energy, enthalpy, entropy, internal energy, etc. Now look for the mass. So mass may be vary. According to that, properties also vary. So that's why mass is a quantity dependent quantity amount, that is property. Hence mass will be extensive properties. Similarly for volume should be 1 liter or 2 liter. Volume can be changed. That's why property is also changed. Hence it is also behave as extensive properties. Gives free energy, that is delta G, also depend upon the amount. That's why it is also extensive properties. So again go to the class 11th, read the chapter 6 thermodynamics and recall the things about the intensive properties and extensive properties. Now relation between E naught cell, Kc and delta G. Now at equilibrium, basically what happens here? Cell is fully charged. That is, the potential difference of both electrode become equal and current stop flow in the circuit. So that condition is known as equilibrium. So learn again the formula of Nernst equation. Recall here. According to Nernst equation, E cell equal to E naught cell minus 0.059 divided by n, then log Z n 2 plus divided by the concentration of copper 2 plus. This is for Daniell cell. At equilibrium, what happens here? At equilibrium, the concentration of product by reactant, that is Zn2 plus divided by copper 2 plus, is equal to Kc, that is known as equilibrium constant, and E cell equal to 0 for the galvanic cell reaction. In general, as we know that E cell equal to E naught cell minus 2.303 RT by NF log Kc. In Nernst equation, in place of log Kc, you can write Zn2 plus divided by copper 2 plus, but at equilibrium this is equal to Kc. That's why we put here Kc in place of Zn2 plus divided by copper 2 plus concentration. At equilibrium, E cell equal to 0. So now we get the formula like this: E naught cell equal to 2.303 RT divided by NF log Kc. If we put the value of RT and F, we find the formula E naught cell equal to 0.059 divided by N. Here N is the number of electrons used in the Valence chemical equation. Log Kc. if you want to calculate the Kc, so you use the formula like this, the Kc equal to NT log n E naught cell divided by 0.059. So this formula you have to learn to solve so many questions based on this formula. In board examinations, one question is also arises from this formula. Now we have to know about the work done. So in case of electric field, the work done equal to basically charge into potential. Here the charge is Nf and the number of mole of electrons, and F is the Faraday constant, and potential denoted by E. So now the reversible work done by galvanic cell is equal to decrease in its Gibbs energy, and therefore if the EMF of the cell is E and Nf is the amount of charge passed, and delta R G is the Gibbs energy of the reaction. Here delta means change, R means reaction, G means Gibbs energy. Then work done of the cell will be equal to NFE. It is equivalent to decrease in free energy, that is delta G equal to minus NFE, that is delta G equal to minus work done maximum, that is useful work done. Under standard condition, delta G naught equal to minus NFE naught cell. So now we have to focus the formula of delta G or delta G naught given below. So delta R G equal to minus NFE cell for spontaneous process which have delta G equal to negative or delta G less than 0. In that condition must have E cell more than 0. Then again delta R G naught equal to minus NF E naught cell. If all the reactants and product are in their standard state, in that condition we put this formula to calculate delta G naught. Delta R G naught equal to also one more formula to learn, minus 2.303 RT log K. Here K is equilibrium constant. It may be in term of pressure. In that condition you can write Kp. So these three formula of delta G you have to learn to solve questions based on these formula. Now E cell is an intensive parameter, static property, but delta Rg is an extensive thermodynamic property and the value depend upon N as given in the formula delta G equal to minus NF E cell. That means delta G depend upon the number of mole and hence it is extensive properties. Now reactions and the relation between the delta G and E are given in the form of table. So for spontaneous reaction I have told you delta G should be negative but E should be positive. Again for non-spontaneous reaction delta G should be positive and E should be negative. That is for galvanic cell delta G is always negative and E cell equal to positive, but for electrolytic cell delta G equal to positive. That's why the reaction take place in electrolytic cell are non-spontaneous, but in case of equilibrium delta G equal to 0 and E cell equal to also 0. That is cell will be fully charged. Now question based on E naught cell, log Kc and delta G are given here. Calculate the equilibrium constant of the reaction. The reactions are given Zn plus Cd2 plus change into Zn2 plus Cd. This so that Zn is more active than Cd2 plus, and that's why Zn oxidized and Cd2 plus reduced to Cd. Here given that E naught cell equal to 0.36 volt. So now using the Nernst equation for the reaction at equilibrium, E cell equal to 0. Therefore E cell equal to E naught cell minus 0.059 divided by N log Kc. 0.059 or came from calculation of 2.303 RT by F. N is the number of electron used in the reactions. So look the reaction. Zn lose 2 electrons and Cd2 plus gain 2 electron. So that's why the value of N equal to here 2. Now E cell equal to 0 because the reaction take place in equilibrium. That's why E naught cell equal to 0.059 divided by N log Kc. So by this way we can find the log Kc equal to 12.183. But we have to find Kc. That's why we write Kc equal to NT log 12.183. Now the digit before point go to the power. So that's why here 12s are written before the point. So this go to the 10 की power 12. And now again you go to the antilog table and look the value 18 third. That means 18 का आपको third देखना है. This will gives 1.52. So that's why the Kc value will be 1.52 10 की power 12. This condition of antilog or came for positive value. Now the cell in which following reactions occurs. Here 2 Fe3 plus aqueous plus 2 minus I minus aqueous are given, are changed into 2 Fe2 plus aqueous plus I2 in the form of solid. So look here conditions. If 2 electrons are involved to interconversion, that's why here the value of N equal to also 2. Now the question has given E naught cell equal to 0.236 volt at 298 Kelvin. Calculate the delta G naught and equilibrium constant of the cell reaction. So we know the formula. Delta G naught equal to minus NF E naught cell. The value of F equal to 96,487 per coulomb. But for calculation it will be taken as 96,500 approximate. So now put the value of N, F and E naught cell. We get the answer minus 45.55 joule. Now delta G naught equal to one more formula given to you, minus 2.303 RT log Kc. So by this way we can also calculate log Kc. So log Kc equal to minus delta G equal divided by 2.303 RT. Putting the value of these three, we find the value of log Kc 7.983. But now we have to find the Kc. So again write antilog. This is the positive value 7.983. Here again before the point one digit 7 that goes to the power of 10. So that's why it's become the 10 power 7. Now go to the antilog table and see the 98 third. तो 2 digits का हम देखते हैं first point third to find the antilog. So this gives the value 9.62 10 की power 7. So this is again here the Kc value should be positive. So that's why by this way we write the answer. Now question number 3. The standard electrode potential for Daniell cell is 1.1 volt. That is E naught cell is given. Calculate the standard Gibbs energy of the reaction. Here copper goes to anode and hence oxidation take place. Zinc goes to the anode for oxidation and copper goes to the cathode for reduction. that is zinc oxidized and copper reduced. Look again, zinc loses 2 electrons and copper gain 2 electrons. That's why the value of N is also here 2. So again the answer, delta G naught equal to minus NF E naught cell. N in the above equation is 2 and F is taken 96,487 coulomb per mole. You can also take 96,500, but you have to write the approximation value. E naught cell equal to 1.1 volt. Now calculate this by putting these value. So we find the answer minus 21227 joule per mole. But in kilojoule, it should be like this. So by this way, you can also calculate the delta G naught by putting the values given to you in the formula. So this is most important formula. So many times the question asked directly from this formula in the board examinations. Now conductance, the symbol is G or C. So it may be defined as the reciprocal of resistance is called as conductance. That is, the inverse of resistance is known as conductance. So the formula is G equal to 1 by R. Now the SI unit of conductance is Siemens, represented by the symbol capital S, and is equal to ohm inverse because the R unit is ohm. So here ohm inverse is equal to Siemens, also known as Mho. R symbolized like this, ohm inverse. Now conductivity or specific conductance, the symbol is K. The K is came from kappa, that is kappa particles present in the paramecium. It may be defined as reciprocal of specific resistance, that is resistivity is called conductivity. So now formula is K equal to 1 by rho. So the rho denote a specific resistance. It may be also defined as the conductivity of a solution at any given concentration is the conductance of 1 unit volume of solution kept between two platinum electrode with unit area of cross section and at a distance of unit length, that is G equal to K A by L. Both A, area of cross section, and length are unity in their appropriate units in meter or centimeter. In that condition, G equal to K. Now the SI unit of conductivity are Siemens meter inverse, but quite often K expressed in Siemens centimeter inverse. So if in question the value given with the unit Siemens centimeter inverse, so that denote the conductivity. Now conductivity of a material in Siemens meter inverse is its conductance when it is 1 meter long and its area of cross section is 1 meter square. In that condition, G equal to K, you got the conductivity in Siemens meter inverse. Now conversion, 1 Siemens centimeter inverse equal to 1000 Siemens meter inverse. So you can also convert Siemens centimeter inverse into Siemens meter inverse like this. Now note, this is most important. From this note, this question may be asked so many times in the board examinations. The conductivity always decreases with decrease in concentration for both electrolyte, that is weak or strong electrolytes. This I have told you. Electrolytes are two types, weak and strong. Their conductivity always decreases with decrease in concentration for both electrolytes. This can be explained by the fact that the number of ions per unit volume that carry the current in a solution decreases on dilution. As we dilute the solution, that means addition of more water, the number of ions per unit volume decreases. That's why conductivity always decreases. Either the electrolyte is weak or strong. Now cell constant, the quantity L by A, that is length by area of cross section, is called cell constant, denoted by the symbol G star. G for the conductance, but G star for the cell constant. It depends upon the distance between the electrode, that is length, and their area of cross section, that is A, and has the dimension of length inverse. It may be meter inverse, it may be centimeter inverse. It depends upon the length and area taken. Now relation between the resistance, conductance, conductivity and cell constant. So as you know that in physics also you learn about this. The resistance equal to resistivity rho L by A. Here 1 by rho equal to K. So that's why putting the value of rho equal to 1 by K, we got the formula L by AK, and L by A equal to G star. So that's why we get one more formula about the resistance. So now the G equal to 1 by R. So we can write like this in term of R, G equal to A by rho L, that is equal to K A by L. So now G star equal to L by A. By putting the value in term of L by A, we got this equal to R into K. So that's why G star is also equal to R into K, that is resistance and conductivity. So this relationship is also asking in the 1 marks question in the board examinations. You write the relationship between conductance, resistance, either conductivity or cell constant. So this formula you have to keep in the mind so that you can solve the questions related to this formula in the board examinations. Now note, for measuring the resistance of an ionic solution, we face two problems. The problem number 1, firstly, passing the direct current, that is DC, changes the composition of the solution. And second problem, that is secondly, a solution cannot be connected to a bridge like a metallic wire or other solid conductor. By in that conductor, the electrons are show the conductivity. So two problems we are facing always for measuring the resistance. So now how we solve the problems? So the first difficulty is resolved by using an alternating current, that is AC source of power. So DC should be replaced by AC. And second problem is solved by using a specially designed vessel called conductivity cell. It is available in several designs. This structure shape is given in the NCERT. You can look from that. Now effect of dilution. In general condition, conductance increases but conductivity decreases. So here conductance increases because total number of ions increases, but specific conductivity decreases because number of ions per unit volume decreases. So these two things also you have to focus. Now some solve questions to understand the topics. Question number 1. Express the relations among the conductivity of solution, that is K, in the cell constant G star and the resistance R in a cell. So this formula I have given to you. So K equal to 1 by R into L by A. L by A equal to delta G. L by equal to G star. So or you can write like this, G star equal to L by A into, that is equal to RK. So these questions you have to given the answer like this. So this type of question may be asked in the board examinations. You find the relationship between conductivity, cell constant and resistance, where the K is the conductivity, R is the resistance and L by A is known as cell constant. Now second question, the resistance of conductivity cell containing 0.01 m molar KCl solution at 298 Kelvin is 1500 ohm. So R is given, concentration is given, but the cell constant if the conductivity of 0.001 capital M KCl solution at 298 Kelvin is 0.146 into 10 की power minus 3 Siemens centimeter inverse. This is the value of K. So we know the relationship between the cell constant and resistance and conductivity. So this is equal to conductivity divided by conductance, or we can write like this, conductivity into resistance. Here conductivity given 0.146 into 10 की power minus 3 Siemens centimeter inverse and resistance given 1500 ohm. So here Siemens is equal to ohm inverse and ohm cancel by ohm inverse. So the answer left in the centimeter inverse. The unit you also write, half marks is cut if you not write the unit in the board examination. Now most important point here, molar conductivity. Molar conductivity symbol is lambda m. Molar conductivity of a solution at a given concentration is the conductance of the volume V of solution containing 1 mole of electrolyte kept between two electrodes with area of cross section A and the distance of unit length. Therefore, lambda m equal to K A by L. If A equal to 1 and L equal to 1, in that condition lambda is equal to K. Now one more definition here. Lambda n can be defined as the conductance of electrolytic solution kept between the electrodes of a conductivity cell at unit distance but having area of cross section large enough to accommodate sufficient volume of solution that contains 1 mole of electrolyte. So one more formula, this is most important formula to calculate the molar conductivity. Lambda m, its unit is Siemens centimeter square mole inverse is equal to K Siemens centimeter inverse into 1000 centimeter cube divided by L liter and molarity mole by liter. By solving this, we get the formula lambda m equal to K into 1000 divided by C, that is molarity. Here K is conductivity, C is molarity and lambda m equal to molar conductance. So this formula is most important. This you have to learn to solve your questions given in the board examination also. Now variation of molar conductivity. Here this is also important topic here. To variation of molar conductivity, as you know that two type of electrolytes are there, strong electrolytes and weak electrolytes. So that's why molar conductivity also depend upon the type of electrolyte, but conductivity do not depend upon the type of electrolytes. The strong electrolytes, for strong electrolytes lambda m increases slowly with dilution. Reason, due to increase in the velocity of conducting ions only, and can be represented by the equation. Then for strong electrolytes on dilution only the distance between the ions are increases but not dissociation of the ions increases. That's why the molar conductivity increases slowly. So here one formula is given to calculate the molar conductivity. So lambda m equal to lambda naught m, this is known as limiting molar conductivity, minus A is a constant square root of concentration. This formula is known as Debye-Huckel-Arnsager equation. Now the value of constant A for a given solvent and temperature depend on the type of electrolyte, that is, the charge on cation and anion produced on dissociation of electrolyte in the solution. Thus, for NaCl, CaCl2, MgSO4 are known as we know that Na plus 1 charge and Cl minus 1 charge. So that's why 1 cation's charge, 1 anion's charge. So this is known as 1,1 type formula. Similarly, calcium contain 2 plus charge and Cl minus 1 charge. So cations 2 plus, anions minus 1. That's why this formula is also known as 2,1 type formula. MgSO4, Mg contain 2 plus charge and SO4 also contain 2 minus charge. So this is known as 2,2 electrolyte according to charges. So the value of A depend upon the charge of cations and anions. Now, all electrolytes of a particular type have same value for A. That is, either it should be NaCl or it should be KCl. If the charges are same, so they have same value of A. Now for weak electrolytes, as you know that weak electrolytes do not dissociate completely into the solution. Therefore, on dilution, what happens? More number of ions are produced. So here two things are take place. One, to more dissociation of ions take place, and also the separation of ions also take place, and the distance between the ions also take place. So that's why for a weak electrolyte, molar conductivity increases sharply. So now, weak electrolytes such as acetic acid, lambda m increases steeply due to increase in degree of dissociation and consequently the number of ions in total volume of solution that contain 1 mole of electrolyte. So lambda naught m of a weak electrolytes cannot be determined experimentally. It can, however, be done with the help of Kohlraasch's law. This law I explained in the next lecture. So look the graph. Here the graph drawn between the molar conductivity and concentration. So for strong electrolytes, the graph is a straight line. That means on increasing the concentration, no more changes are there. But in case of weak electrolytes, on dilution, the graph increases more steeply. That means more the conductivity increases on dilution in case of weak electrolytes. So this type of graph may be given. This type of graph may be given in your board examinations, or may be asked which graph denote strong electrolytes and which graph denote weak electrolytes. So for weak electrolytes, less the number of, that is more the dilution, that is less the concentration of solute, more will be the conductivity, that is molar conductivity. Now limiting molar conductivity, that is lambda naught m, when the concentration approaches 0, that means on infinite dilution the concentration of solute should be 0. So that condition is known as limiting molar conductivity. So the molar conductivity is known as limiting molar conductivity. Now some questions we have to do on the basis of conductivity, resistance, molar conductivity. So question number first, express the relationship between conductivity and molar conductivity of a solution held in a cell. So the answer is lambda m equal to K into 1000 divided by C, that is molar concentration molarity, where K is the conductivity, M is the, here M you can also write in place of C, M is the molar concentration and lambda m is the molar conductivity. So either you can write M or C for molar conductivity, molar concentration. Now question number second, conductivity of 0.0241 small m, that is molar is given, it should be basically capital M. Acetic acid is 7.896 into 10 की power minus 5 Siemens centimeter inverse. तो calculate its molar conductivity. तो again put the formula, lambda equal to K into 1000 divided by C. Here C given 0.0241, K is given 7.896 into 10 की power minus 5. So putting these value, we can calculate the molar conductivity. So this type of question also asking in the board examinations. So that's why you have to learn this formula properly and try to write the answer like this. Now question number 3rd, that is the next question. The electrical resistance of a column of 0.05 capital M NaOH. NaOH is the strong electrolytes. Solution of a diameter 1 centimeter. Diameter is given. So here we have to find the radius by dividing the 1 centimeter by 2. Length 50 centimeter is 5.55 in 10 की power 3 ohm. So calculate its resistivity, conductivity and molar conductivity. So first of all, we have to find the area of cross section, that is equal to pi r square. This is equal to pi the value of 3.14. Here r given the term of diameter, that is 1 by 2. We have to find from the diameters. By putting this value, we find the area of cross section 0.85 centimeter square. Now we know that cell constant equal to L by A. L is given 50 and area of cross section given by area of cross section given here 0.785, which we have calculated. By solving this, we got the answer 63.694 centimeter inverse. Now we have to find the resistivity rho. This is equal to R divided by cell constant. Here R is given 5.55 10 to the power 3 and cell constant are calculated here. By putting this value, we find the resistivity at 7.135 ohm centimeter. Now about the conductivity, we know that by the formula K equal to 1 by rho. So by putting the value of rho, we get the answer of K 1.148 into 10 to the power minus 2 Siemens centimeter inverse. Now for molar conductivity, that is lambda m. Here lambda should be not like this. So two type of lambda is there, one with peak, lambda with peak, one without peak. That means you can learn like this, चोटी वाला lambda और बिना चोटी वाला lambda. तो यहाँ पे क्या होगा, चोटी वाला lambda, सॉरी यहाँ पे क्या होगा, बिना चोटी वाला lambda. तो मोलर कंडक्टिविटी क्या होगी, lambda m इज इक्वल टू k इंटू 1000 डिवाइड बाई c इक्वल टू 1.148 in 10 की पावर minus 2. This is conductivity into 1000 divided by concentration given 0.0 capital M. By solving this, we got the molar conductivity in term of Siemens centimeter minus centimeter inverse mole minus 1. Now some questions for self-assessment. Question number 1. Represent the cell in which the following reaction take place and then calculate EMF if E naught cell is given. So by using the Nernst equation, you can calculate EMF of the cell. Second, calculate standard electrode potential of Ni2 plus phase boundary Ni electrode if the cell potential of the cell is given and the cell potential given 0.59. Here you have to find the standard electrode potential, that is E naught cell. So the answer is given here also. You can also use the Nernst equation to solve this question. Question number 3rd. Calculate delta Rg naught for the reaction Mg plus copper 2 plus change into Mg2 plus copper. Here also look the Mg lose 2 electrons, copper gain 2 electrons. So that's why the value of N is also here 2. So put the formula delta Rg naught equal to minus NF E naught cell. Inertial is given, F is given, and we can find the reaction by putting this value, and on calculation we get the answer like this. Question number 4. The standard electrode potential for Daniell cell is 1.1 volt. Calculate the standard Gibbs energy for the reaction. So again this formula I have given to you. Put this formula and calculate the answer like this. Now again, stay safe, stay healthy, and keep learning, and try to make a proper note given in the form of PPT also. This is the sufficient notes for your board examinations and also for the competition examinations. Thank you, dear students. Good day.